Hello, people from around the universe! I am your host, Italian Ace Trainer, and I think we can all agree that Legends Arceus is looking incredible. However, there is one small thing that has me worried. Let's talk about it. But first, cue my intro. Okay, so in case you've missed basically any of my videos on the game, you might not know that I am incredibly excited for this upcoming Pokemon game. I mean, seriously, it's probably the game that I've been most looking forward to in years, like actually. And here's a couple of clips to prove that. January 28th, that seriously cannot get here fast enough. I mean, that's also right around my birthday, but I'm more excited about this than my birthday, honestly. I can't wait for Legends Arceus, and I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. It's a very short trailer, you know, just a nice little snippet, but man, these two just look so good. Like, I can't wait to play the game. Yes, I can't wait for January 28th. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. However, I do have one small concern about the games. And while it's possible that it just comes to nothing and it's just an unfounded fear, I do still think that I should bring it up just because it's something that's been in the back of my mind this whole time. My biggest concern with this game is not that it will be bad, because I truly don't think that will be the case. Instead, what I am slightly fearful of is that because of all of the hype around it, all of the excitement that's been built up from the different regional forms, the different trailers Pokemon has released, and everything that goes along with the marketing for this game, when it actually comes out, no matter how good it is, we as a fan base will not be satisfied. And look, like I said before, this could just turn to nothing. It's very possible that I'm just yet again overthinking things. However, I just don't want to get to the point when the game finally comes out, but because our expectations are so incredibly high, we won't be able to fully enjoy what might be one of the best Pokemon games ever, and almost certainly the most unique Pokemon game that we've gotten that still has a lot of the main series mechanics. And I'm sure that a lot of you are probably skeptical of this ever happening and don't think that this is a real possibility, but I know that, at least personally, I have been disappointed from games that were actually really good, but I just had such high expectations for that they were just not able to live up to them. I think a good example of this to give you guys would be my experience with Pokemon Black and White. Now, I've revisited these games many times since I first played them, so my opinion is no longer so drastic. However, when they first came out, because I was expecting a game that I would enjoy just as much, if not more, than both Ruby Sapphire Emerald and Diamond Pearl Platinum, I ended up being very disappointed, to the point that until recently, they were my least favorite main series Pokemon games. And while yes, overall they're not my favorite, in fact, I think it's incredible how much better the sequels Black 2 and White 2 are compared to the originals, I have kind of revised my opinion on Black and White, as they're now probably my third or fourth least favorite Pokemon games, which may not seem like a big jump, but it's still pretty significant when you consider that before they were kind of by themselves as my least favorite Pokemon games, with no other like contestant, quote unquote, really having a chance at overtaking them, undertaking them. I don't know, what do you do when you're trying to go to last place? That. But the point I'm trying to make is that when I played through those games the first time, they were so different from what my expectations were that I didn't really give them a fair chance. If you want a great example of how easy it was for me to start dismissing them based on one single factor that didn't meet my expectations, then look no further than the starter trio that Unova has. Now, there's no doubt that the starters in a given Pokemon region play a huge factor in how much you're going to enjoy your time in said region. However, they're not the only thing that matters in those games. Heck, I don't even think they're the most important factor. They're just one of many. Still, as a kid, because I was expecting starters that I would have liked just as much as Blaziken and Infernape, when I didn't get that, I was so disappointed that the game's already dropped down, I guess the equivalent of 2 rating points in my 10-point scale that I definitely was not using as a child. In fact, let me recreate for you my emotional state at the unveiling of each of my starters forms. So let's start with who I picked the first time I played through the games, and that was Tepig. Mostly because I thought he was pretty cute, although I probably preferred Oshawott even then, but also because at that point I just assumed I was the fire-type starter guy. You know, I always picked fire-type starters, and it just made sense to continue down that path. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know why I thought I was the fire starter guy when I picked Squirtle in Fire Red. What? Whatever, let's just move on and go to the different evolutionary stages for Tepig. So when I first saw Tepig, I was like, okay, not my favorite fire-type starter, but he's cute, you know, I can definitely make do with this for the first hour or 2 of the game, no problem. Then some time passes, I see my Tepig level up and start to evolve, and my adrenaline is starting to pump through my whole body, and I'm just getting super excited about the possibilities, and I just can't wait to see what this Pokemon evolves into, and oh my gosh, what is that? Seriously, that's exactly what happened. I'm not even exaggerating. I saw Pignet and I was like, oh, why does it look like that? What happened, Tepig? You were cute before. Yeah, not my favorite, but at least I liked you. What is this? What is this? But okay, I mean, it's the second stage evolution. Usually it's the one that looks the least good of all 3, so... Alright, I mean, it's gonna be a struggle to get through the next 20 or so levels with this thing, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm sure the final stage evolution will be a lot better. Fast forward to the point when I'm finally seeing Pignite evolve, and my hope is starting to rise a little bit more, you know? I'm thinking, yeah, usually the second stage evolution is the one that I like the least. This will probably be better than Pignite at least. I can definitely make do with whatever I get. And firefighting is a combination that, although it's been used to death at this point for starters, I still enjoy, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And I see Pignite evolve, and I just shudder. What? What is that? What is that? Why is it staring at me? Why does it have no neck? Why are its arms 3 times as big as its legs? How is it standing on those legs? What is going on? Why is it so ugly? Why is this the final evolution for Tepig? What happened? In case those reenactments didn't make it perfectly clear, I hate Emboar. Like, actually, I hate it. And that's due to so many factors, but the main ones are that it was so disappointing. It was not pleasant to look at least in my opinion, and it was not nearly good enough in battle to make up for those first 2 shortcomings. And because of that, it immediately, within half a second of me using it in battle, became my least favorite starter. But after letting some time pass to cool off from the first impression and really giving myself the necessary amount of reflection to reevaluate the starter, I can safely say that I hate Emboar even more. Seriously, this thing sucks. I hope they never make something worse than this for a starter, and I don't want to see it ever again. But what was the point of me telling you this story? Well, as you can see, I have since reevaluated my opinion on these games, and I do like them more than when they first came out. However, my initial impression of those games was so bad that it basically ruined my Unova experience for years to come. Seriously, I have only taken one significant break from Pokemon in my life, and that was right after Black and White came out, at which point I didn't play Pokemon for a year. Not only that, but my first impression of Black and White ruined Unova to a point that I didn't even give Black 2 and White 2 a chance until one of my friends, who also likes Pokemon, pushed me into them saying that I was gonna like them a lot better. 8 years later! Seriously, 8 years passed between when I first played through Black and White and when I finally decided to give another Unova game a chance. And so I know how unrealistic expectations, or even just having super specific expectations that are not going to be met by the game in most cases, can really kill your experience with said game. And I just don't want that to happen, ideally to anyone, but at least not to the majority of people, with a game that I think has the potential to be truly special, like Legends Arceus. Anyway, I've kind of rambled on, and I don't want to have a ludicrously long video about us being disappointed in a game that by all intents and purposes seems to be amazing. Regardless, I just want you to know that this is not a video meant to kill the hype around Legends Arceus. In fact, whenever they drop a new trailer, you know I'm going to be getting excited over it. But it's just something that I had to say and put out there so that if anyone sees this video, hopefully there's just that much less of a chance that they're going to be disappointed by unrealistic expectations. Because at the end of the day, I just want us all to have the best possible experience with what could be the greatest Pokemon game in the past decade. But that's all from me today. If you want to see more Legends Arceus content, or more Pokemon content in general, then consider subscribing, and I hope to see you all in the next video. But until then, remember to follow the way of the Ace. See ya!